Roberto, sí, si quieres ya empezamos. Nada más, doy la bienvenida y listos.
Yo estoy aquí platicando, si hablo, ¿si me escuchan todos?
No. Sí.
Ok, entonces...
Ah. Muy, ya empezamos, si quieres. Bueno, entonces, antes de todo, muy buenos días y muchas gracias por su tiempo para participar. Van a ser 3 horas muy llenas de trabajo. Y la verdad, cuando pensamos sorry, Peter. When we thought about this section, we started to think about not to use 3 hours just for presentation or discussion, but to have something very productive. No? So we hope that we will have 3 productive hours. We will have 3 presentations, very fast presentation about what we are now as a research in the school, and then we will start some exercises that are basically designed by David, Ruben, and Peter. So we will, I hope, take advantage about these exercises. Yes. So first of all, Roberto, thank you very much to be here with us, connected. This is not an hybrid section, but we will try to do our best to welcoming you here, and thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, welcoming you. Can you hear me? Yes. Wonderful. Great. Thank you very much for making this effort of having me. I wouldn't like to lose these participations to say that I am so excited for what we have been doing in research as a school. Some minutes before, Emanuele was telling me that this is our 6th meeting inside of the Tech Summit. Well, it used to be called in a different name, but in the let's say the research conference of our university. And I remember that 6 years ago was more or less like a kickoff when we created a plan, and we began this adventure of reflecting on how our disciplines could be relevant in terms of research and also in terms of connecting that to education and outreach. And I gotta to say that we have been very focused on always trying to create this kind of positive circle that connects our educational projects, let's say our programs, undergrad, postgraduate, even executive education, connecting also with how the knowledge that these groups are creating with the outreach and with the outreach and the positive impact that our disciplines can have in society through different ways, through our labs, through initiatives. And I fully believe that that is the nature of our discipline. So congratulations. I will begin with that. Congratulations. We began just 6 years ago. It's just a very small space that we have had, but we fully believe that we have done very great achievements. And now we have 3 groups, 2 of them that are in the, let's say, recognition of being research groups inside of the Tec de Monterrey strategy, and a third one that is very experimental, I will say, this idea that embrace research to creation, that is also part of the nature of our disciplines. So congratulations for the leadership of all of you. Thank you very much, Alfredo, Emanuele, that has been leading us. I see also Diego in the meeting. And thank you very much for taking the challenge, to Ruben Garnica, David Sanchez. I don't know if Miguel Gonzalez is also there, to help us also to connect the dots between our researchers and continue with this discipline, I will say, of how, if we all get together, can increase the quality of our publication. And well, I'm sorry, I will stop now because I think that the important part is the session that you are about to have. But one last comment will be that the strategy of that you have heard yesterday and maybe before of increasing the quality of research in the institution is a very great opportunity for us. And we need to continue connecting that with what already mentioned, the nature of our discipline, and I invite you to have that kind of reflection, how our disciplines can connect with that initiative, continue increasing the quality of research. And when I say that, I am thinking again of, and when I mention the outreach and some other spaces where the knowledge that we create is not specifically inside of the traditional structure. So we need to think in the best way of to deal with both worlds, let's say, and the way we connect it, we could have more energy and be more productive on having great research and great outreach, I will say. So help us with that. I know that you have been doing that so far, so thank you very much and congratulations. And maybe my last mention will be to Peter Jones, that I know is in the room. Thank you very much and welcome again. I know that I have been repeating welcome you, but I think this is your first summit. So thank you very, very much. We are very glad to have you here to accept the challenge, to take this Faculty of Excellence space in our school. And I know that you have been very helpful and connecting with our researchers already, even though you are just landing. So thank you, Peter. It's great to have you here, and I hope you can have a great session.
Gracias, Roberto. Thank you very much. So we will start very, very fast presentation. Actually, they are in Pechacucha format. They should be in Pechacucha format. And the first one is about the state of research in the school and some visions that are transmitted by Tec de Monterrey. So first of all, I think everybody knows very well this scheme is the idea that in the school, in the research, we deal with the society today's challenges by different approaches, by Sustainable Territorial Development Group, Advanced Design Process for Sustainable Transformation, in the future, the critical theory of art and design. And as Roberto said, we started in 2019. We were around 12 professors here in these rooms to start the research group Sustainable Territorial Development. Now, in 2024, we are not in this room, but in the groups. We are more than 50 professors. So I think the very, very important increase. No? Also in 2019, we start to have a vision about the school and the research in the school, focusing on the research groups, people, publications, and the research project. I would like to show you now how we arrive to these points. When we speak about publications, I think this is a goal that we reach very, very well, because we start in 2019 to have 23 publications, and 2023 we close around 90. It's not the final number, but we are 90 publications more or less, and we increase a lot the number of Q1 and Q2 articles. So somehow the quality of the research in the school increase a lot. Increase also the efforts that we made in the last years to increase the presentation of proposals to external fundings. We are around, in the last 4 years, 41 applications. And this application brought to actually a research project, very important research project. And now at least we have 8 research projects funded, 4 with external fundings, 4 with internal fundings. And basically these are in the last year or 2 years. So again, increase a lot. what we are doing in the school. When we speak about the vision of Tec de Monterrey, of course, as Roberto said, very important, the idea of science in action, that is the slogan of this event. And three are the words that I would underline: quality of research, impact of research, and respect, no, within the research. Quality of research, this is something that Tech is pushing a lot, is related with the scientific production recognition, trying to publish in very high level journals, very good quality of the journals, and this will bring also to recognition, economic recognition, no? At the end. But also something that Tech is pushing, and we will discuss it in the next weeks or months, of course, is the percentage of publication per publisher of each of us. So they will start to monitor and analyze where we are publishing and try to balance, no, the publisher for each of us. Speaking about the impact, also there are some new implementation about the classification process. We are a school that push a lot, trying to have the support for non-Scopus conferences that can bring very important impact. And also, speaking about impact, is related with international collaboration. As you know, we are making exercise in the next years, trying to fertilize the area of arts and humanities, and in the QS we will have nine international collaboration that we are trying to push, but also speaking about respect, something that came out in these weeks, speaking with the direction of research. We want to underline that we have the research ethics committee. Sometimes we forgot about this, but it's very important because, in particular for us, that we work often with communities and with people. So, more or less in that, one of the goal of the school, of course, is to be located as one of the international reference, at least in Latin America, for research. So the idea is to combine this three aspect with what we have in the school. And of course, we have challenges in institution relating with innovation, research, internationalization, direction. We want to create a plan for research in next year, and the 3 and 4 groups of research that we have, fertilizing them and start to define them, or to, let's say, start them. So with this goal and within this background and panorama, we will start this workshop with trying to define some visions, on plural visions, because we are not representative of all the schools. So we want to have different visions so we can then share with them, bring into a research strategy, a research plan to be presented on the higher level. And the agenda is that the state of the art, fast presentation, we will divide, we split in groups, trying to define some visions, and then at the end, a recap, trying to define the action to be taken. So basically this is the idea, how we are going, and the 5 people in charge, but I think everybody knows already who we are. So thank you very much. We will start to work soon, but first Ruben and David will support us with the state of the art in the other research groups. Ruben, muchas gracias.
¿Cómo jala? ¿Este? ¿El verde? ¿No? Falta. Bueno. Buenos días. ¿No? No, es... Le damos el paso. Me toca pasar el micrófono. Con el verde.
Oh, hello, good morning, everyone. I'm going to be quick as well with a report on what we've been doing in the Advanced Design Processes group. El segundo. Yeah. So, as you know, the group is inserted in one of both groups has these initiatives, uh, which are city, design for value, and arts. We as a group, we are inserted in this initiative called Design for Value, and we are supported also by other ways like the Future Design Lab and the coming masters as well. We are quite new. We have only 2 years working on different aspects, and we started in 2022 with 4 members and 4 research tracks. Last year we increased it a little bit the numbers with 5 members and other adscripts and different types, A and B. Some of them are directives of the different schools, different campuses. And this year we also, Peter is also joining us, and also we are start collaborating with other researchers that are part of the IFE a little bit. We've been doing monthly seminars, and we also having a social media and Instagrams that where we promote our work as a to promote it, to promote us. So the 5 research tracks are sustainability strategies and social innovation, in interactions and design for education, crafts and cultural patrimonio, ya no me acuerdo. Yes, heritage, biodesign and regenerative processes, and the last track is futures and anticipation. Most of them are located in these areas of product systems and services. Yeah. So mainly our objective is reinforce this interaction between education and materiality, and also looking at the systemic aspects of design, the philosophy behind, and also the pedagogies and several methodologies. In this track, we have some leaders that are exploring the responsibility of design, the ethical aspects, and also the way we manifest the culture in our country. And in this track, and mainly is focusing on design education, but also exploring technologies that can support the learning experiences of the students and the public. In heritage and crafts, most of our researchers are looking at this resignification of what it's meant to be Mexican or Mexican design, and looking at aspects as like local materiality and heritage. And in this, we're also exploring the notion of natural harmony or harmony with nature in terms of circular economies and regenerative design, and also the aspect of multi-species design. And finally, all the several capacities that can help us to see these planning aspects in terms of future and complexity, and revealing the possibilities of innovation. Because we are new, we have just few publications, 28 in total. We are a little bit increasing the indexed publications, but yeah, we are on it. and the quotes actually are really good. And we have this projections, like around 40, 60 quotations, citations. And currently we have several projects running. Most of them are in this sort of product design education, but also platforms. And we actually have one project which is a drone design, which is also probably a patent in coming years. And yes, the AXO and in SEM. And we're also looking at some aspects of design perception and also the longevity or the health recording of older adults. And our challenges are increase the publications, quotations, looking for funding, increase the number of members, international collaboration, the classification of every member, and also join the collective projects with Faculty of Excellence. Also, we are looking at reinforce the research stays with undergrads and master students, and also looking to become reviewers in journals and conferences. That's it. I think. Oh, and the coming events, we are looking for the Cumulus conference in October, and we are going to send the proposal to be hosts of the International Academy of Design conference in 2026. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Ryan. Ryan.
Just a quick question. Can you confirm when you say escritos A y escritos B, does that mean somebody's involved in the SNE? Does it have to do with citations? What does that have to do with?
Well, it's more the percentage of compromise. Some of them have 25, or some of them are like.
So A would mean that you have a 50% descarga for research.
This is more
Actually, formally, adscripto A means you are within SNE.
You are within SNE.
Member of
Okay.
SNE.
So there are
Yes.
7 SNEs in your group.
probably I could run the numbers.
Okay.
I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because I took it as teachers that are directors or lead. Yes. Y algunos son como más, están comprometidos más con su descarga como directivos,
Vale.
directores, así. Los puse ahí, pero sí tiene razón Emanuele, es más con números.
Vale, gracias.
Perdón por el desliz de hace un momento, pero bueno, ya quedó. Básicamente mucho de lo que van a oír, bueno, yo les voy a contar la historia, ahí está, rápido, el 2019, como decían, y estos eran los 3 miembros oficiales que teníamos. Hay una foto que no encontré y que estuvimos buscando, si no me equivoco, eran ustedes 3, Alexandra, ¿no? Eran Alexandra, Emanuele y Lucía Martín, las que salían en la foto junto con Alfredo, ¿perdón? Carlos. Ah, ¿era Carlos en vez de ti? Ok. Y teníamos 3 líneas de investigación y se incorporaban, como vieron en la foto que presentó Emanuel, línea de diseño. I'm switching to English, sorry. I have lost the count, the number of people that were members in 2020 to 22, but in the last 2 years, the group has increased the numbers. We are at 8 members, and I'm going to tell what does member mean. Member means that they have a academic discharge. And then we have the adscritos A, which means that they are not part of the SNE, but they have a discharge from the school. And then we have 21 adscritos B, which means that they don't have any kind of discharge for research, in this case. We have 1 faculty of excellence and 2 postdocs. So right now it's more or less like 30, almost 40 people working in the group. And we have we changed from 7, how do you call that, like, research lines to 4. We just compact the idea. And well, this is part of the evolution. The images is just like, we were having seminars in 2020, then we created this logo, and now we're even in social media, which I would invite you to go to. So we're part of the ecosystem of the Iniciativa de Ciudades, which means that we are collaborating with the C-Lab, with the master's degree, master's courses, and the Urbanismo, and also the Observatorio de Ciudades. So we're part of this ecosystem where we have to think about how, think about cities. This is, well, basically this is the formal objective of the group, which means that we work with contemporary challenges of the cities in terms of urban, but not just in terms of the city as the massive thing, but also the city as the urban proper thing, which means the people. We work at different scales, and which is really important for us, we work with the gender perspective and equity. So we have these both always, or we are always, or almost always trying to work with this perspective on our work. So nowadays we have these 4 lines, which is I will be presenting. So the first one, the people is here. The first picture is the leader of this group. He's Joaquin, and he will be working on, he proposes the idea that this group will be supporting all of the other groups in terms of creating a theoretical framework, or making more substantial the theoretical framework we will be working with on different proposals or different research. Then we have the Just Cities, which Natalia is the leader. And here we work on this idea of what is a just city and how, in terms of public policy and design, we find things, or we look for things that enhance or hold back the idea of a just city. Then we have this, the third one is regenerative design, led by Carlos, and they're working on this idea of new cultures and living communities, living and regenerative communities in terms of not just the forest or the non-urban areas, but he's also focused on thinking on how the city can become a regenerative context. Hold on. And finally, the last one is socio-environmental vulnerabilities. And they're working basically on trying to find out and solve problems regarding the vulnerable conditions of the people and the territory. Some numeralia, it's like we have been publishing our rate. Well, we'll see, our rate is not as good as yours, David, but we have increasing since in the last 4 years. On 2020, we had just 0.18 publications per researcher, and we have increased to 1 finally. And well, the total is that in the last 4 years, we have been publishing 110 papers or publications, 41 in Q1 or Q2. And we have been increasing, and that's not surprising also because we have a lot of researchers now that are working on this. Citations, we are not as good. Our best year was the first 4 years, 1.87, almost 2 quotes or cites per document. We have to work, and that's one of our challenges. We have right now, 4 active projects. Design for Vulnerables, which is led by Emanuele. Carlos Cobreros is leading this one, Justicia Climática, funded by the World University Network. Ryan Whitney is working with this one with the Urban Studies Foundation. Yes. Walking to School in Latin America is led by Alexandra, which is funded by Volvo, the Volvo research part. And this one, the Living Lab, Nature-Based Solutions for for transition to a water-sensitive campus led by me, and is funded by Tec de Monterrey right now. Well, it's going to be funded. We're still working on that. It's taking a little bit of time. Sorry, Ruta Azul, yeah. Well, it's Tec de Monterrey, Ruta. Oh, and you're working on the Ruta Azul also with Roberto Ponce, right? These are what I think, and I asked a couple of you, what do you think about this? This is what we expect, and these are challenges. First, to increase the number of members, not the adscritos, but the members. So that means that we can get stronger, and we can be stronger in terms of like looking for SNE, trying to promote the idea of applying for SNE, but also like having these almost like a full-time researcher, and I said full-time because there is no full-time here in tech. We have to increase the number of publications and sites per researcher, and I was thinking the possibility of having funded, doing projects, funded projects with external funds or external organizations. And the ratio is not 1:1. It would be great, but I mean, in 5 years, it would be great if we would have like a ratio of 2 researchers per fund. That would be like interesting, and I think that might be possible. Also, one of the challenges is to have a real, a stronger collaboration and integration with the Iniciativa de Ciudades. That means with CELAB, with Observatorio de Ciudades, with Arquitectura and Urbanismo. I'm also thinking on how can we collaborate with researchers beyond the EAD. That some of you have been working on that. But also, like, how can we work with other universities, like in a very more formal way, and get funds and things like that. Also, the classification, as David said, I think we all of us, all the members should be classified as a researcher, professor, because it's like part of what in the idea of increasing the numbers, I would be pushing or asking if they can go to the research part of the classification, and maybe work in this part of the classification, work in this part of how can we be evaluated in ad hoc to our discipline, not compared to a bioscientist or someone else, or a medical doctor. How can we be evaluated and be rated in terms of what we produce, how do we produce, and how the fonts and things like that. The last 3, it's like, well, one of my ideas, like in 5 years, instead of having 4 lines of research, it's like having 4 groups. So that means that the number is big enough in terms of members. So for each line, that means like just cities would be a group, regenerative design will be a group. So, well, that's my dream. That's an aspiration. That's not a fact. The other idea is that, and that's good news, is that we're working on the possibility of creating a journal, but it's not a journal, like a bulletin that we get every month. It's like a 3-month time just for research, where we will be publishing what we have been publishing, the funds we have been getting, and news that are regarding research for the whole school, not just for, and I'm missing here the other group, the Creación en Acción. And also, well, this is wishful thinking. I wish that we could have a postgraduate course on a master's course, not like a professional one, but a scientific one, and a PhD. So that means that we could be teaching, and we could be working with PhD students. They can be working with in these lines. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, David, for your presentations. The idea is that his presentation can help us for the exercise. So if these are what we are doing now, if these are some inputs to what we would like to do or to be in the next year, we can start to work a little bit on ideas. But before I start to work with the exercise, Alfredo, if you can share with us some other inputs, and then we can start.
Not because of the tequila. Unfortunately, it was not that. But the chocolate, the cold chocolate. So it was very, very cold. Sorry. No, yes, I'm very proud of the team, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be part of this group, and really the good results of the work that you have been developed the last years is because of the effort of each one of you. And for us, for the school, for the team, the national team, we are very proud of your work, really. And I want to share with you about that, some of that what here yesterday with the idea of the summit science around the artificial intelligence and the relationship with the research with the industry. We need to take advantage about that, what that means, or what happened with the Tec de Monterrey and the relationship in the future with the process that research you can develop, about the way that we can be more close from the technology and from the industry. And one of the ideas that we was talking around that it's very, very important that we can have more close relationship with what we are working, for example, in the research group from the territorial sustainable develop. It's like a zoom out about that what happened in our cities, in our territories, in our world, because for me was clear when you make a zoom in like the engineer on medicine research do, they can see what happened around that, many of the things that they are working. For example, we talked with Emanuele and with Juan Pablo Murro also yesterday, when we was talking about that very important research. I don't remember who talked about it, was a special mechanism to help to the berries industry, to help to a better way to recollect without dañar the fruit. And that was very good research. And I say to Juan Pablo, said, but have you thinking about that the problem that the berries industry means in our country, in our cities, the problem that we have with the water, for example, because of this kind of production? And yeah, I think it's good that that kind of research that they can develop with the idea that they have to help the industry, but it's necessary that we can help to make a zoom out and talking about the planetary problems and the implication of the technology and this kind of project, because they can say, okay, good, go ahead and applaud this kind of project, but we don't have the idea about that what happened outside of this kind of project. We talked with Peter Jones yesterday when you asked me about that, what I think about this kind of idea, and you told me about that they are not thinking about a systematic vision about this kind of research. Maybe for the school, for the capacities from the designers, the capacity for the urbanism, the landscape, ideas about the territory goals. What is very important from the Tecnológico de Monterrey, we can acercar, no, the vision that we can be together and give this kind of like a compliment about that. What is the idea about that institution right now? well, this is that I want to say it. It's help to the institution to have a more open idea about that. What we do. For example, we was talking with Emanuele yesterday about that. In this week, David Garza shared that information about the medical camp, the new medical campus, something like that. And we was our reflection was what can happen in the institution to think sometimes that which could be the equivalence in the future. When the technology can say it, the importance of the territory, designed urbanism, cities that can have this kind of relation. Maybe the possibilities to say, okay, we have 20, 30, 50 cities around the country, work with projects like the Design for Vulnerables or something like that. Or maybe we can be together all the efforts that we can do between the design and cities. I don't know who it could be, but it's very, very important that we work in that and the institution can understand what is that the team is working for. Thank you.